Okay.
If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah. If I find my way home, yeah. Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? Wouldn't it be crazy? Don't you still amaze me? If I find my way home, yeah.
This is the movement for those who.
What we do here is go back.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
But I promise you, baby, I'll always be yours.
Hey! What's up, everyone? Man, we're running late. I get it. I know. All sorts of late today. What are you gonna do? It's Friday. Fucking Friday. Whatever. That's today. Anyway, yeah, rockin' airdrop tonight. Let's see. Oh, so if you didn't see the we have a new addition to the pre-roll images. Yes, that's right. Mecha Modelers Expo, the MME, down in beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida, powered by USA Gundam Store. Yeah. Let's get it. So that dropped today. It airdropped today. Pun intended. So that's exciting, right? So yeah, man. Get down there. August 29th to the 30th, right? In beautiful Daytona Beach, Florida, like I said. I'm going to be there along with some other really awesome, amazing guests. So please come down to Florida August 29th to 30th if you have the ability to do so, because it's going to be awesome. That's all I got to say. I mean, it's going to be an amazing time. It's a 2-day event, right? 2-day event. Like I said, there's going to be, I'm going to be down there. There's going to be a bunch of other guests going to be down there. That's going to be, Adam will, let the cat out of the bag next week, for all that. But, expect a couple demos from me. Expect me just kind of hanging around and hobnobbing and all that fun stuff. And, yeah, it's going to be amazing. So, Edward Leonard says, it's going to be hot. Literally. Yeah. But no, I mean, it's going to be an awesome time. It's going to be indoors, so whatever. Look, it could be 100 degrees and 400% humidity outside, but we're going to be inside, so it doesn't matter. Don't worry. Your skin won't fry immediately. But yeah, so you guys, Mecha Modelers Expo. I'm going to get that right one of these times. The MME. Get down there. Book your flights. Book your hotel. Let's go. It's going to be awesome. There's a bunch of hotels right near the convention center, right? There's actually one, from what I saw, right across the street from the convention center. So, and from what it looked like, it was like $100 a night, which is like next to nothing for a hotel next to a convention center. Just saying. But wait until next week for all that stuff, because I know, the Ocean Center. The Daytona Beach Ocean Center, Daytona Beach. That's the name of the convention center. Thank you, Adam. Adam's in the chat over there on the YouTubes, sir. It's gonna be so good. Josh Perkins says, as long as it doesn't rain, I'll be okay. Man, it's Florida. It's gonna rain every few minutes and then stop and then become sunny again, and then 20 minutes later it's gonna rain and then gonna rinse and repeat, right? So going to have okay, so cool. I didn't want to say anything until Adam kind of let it out. So there's going to be discounted room rates for the Hilton in Daytona. So pause on the hotel booking. Book your flights if you can. I know it's still, several months away at this point. So yeah, book your flights, but wait on the hotels, because there's gonna be an event rate for that. So that should be really, really, really good, and very helpful, I might add. So yeah, so man, just it's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait. But yeah, so next week, that'll all be. Adam's gonna release all that information, guest info, the whole 9 yards. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. This is definitely not Gunpla Fire Fest like that thing last year out on the other coast. So this is gonna be legit, you guys. If you're gonna go to 2 events. And I say 2 events with absolute love and respect. Mecha Modelers Expo, SCGMC. Those are the 2. And you got one on each coast. So there's really no excuse, right? There really isn't. Really isn't. Z's over here on YouTube. He says, how much fun can we expect? Adam says, tons. Well, I'll guarantee you that. I'll guarantee you that. But yeah, man. So just plan now. Save your money now. Brandon 5269 over there on YouTube. He says, is there a hotel for SCGMC that has discounted rates? Yes. Check those Gundam guys. Facebook page, website, all that good stuff. But there is, or at least there will be. So yeah, so check on that. Yeah. Oh yeah, the NCGMC. That's this year as well. I forgot about that. Sorry. Joel's gonna kill me. It's all good. But yeah. But he's still ramping that up, you know? This year he said it's just more exhibition and everything like that, just to kind of display and all that. And then next year's the competitions and stuff. So that's gonna be awesome. Don't get me wrong. But this is gonna be awesomer. Which I just made that word up. It's gonna be awesomer. Awesomest. I don't know, whatever. Just get your asses down to Daytona Beach, Florida on the weekend of August 29th to 30th. That's all I'm got it. That's all I gotta say, you guys. Just come on. Brandon says, almost booked a flight. Keeps popping up for around $350 round trip to LAX. It's $500 plus from Detroit to Ontario. Yeah, Ontario is actually, Ontario, California, not Canada, but California. It's way, way, way closer to the event, SCGMC. It's way, way closer. It's like an hour and a half closer. And then if you fly into LAX, yes, it's cheaper, but then, you're going to have to rent a car, and you're going to have to drive through LA traffic to get to Pomona, which, I mean, honestly, just kill me now. Honestly, just kill me now. That extra $150, you're probably going to save that in gas. Because the other thing that you have to remember, it's California. Gas is like $4.50, $3.50, $4.50 a gallon. So, pros and cons. That's all I'm saying. Pros and cons. Anyway, but you don't have to worry about that down in Daytona Beach, Florida, because they've got reasonable gas prices. Hey. But yeah, man. Yeah, and see, look, Z is living proof. He says it took me over 2 hours. ... Never again. Yeah. So if you're going to SCGMC, I highly recommend flying into Ontario, California. Just saying. So do that. You You will be spending more money up front, but you will be saving money, I think, and a whole lot of headache by flying into Ontario and dropping another 150 on that. So, yeah, Brandon, just FYI. Rusam, Bill says, I'm going to take the train out to Cali for SCGMC, then rely on friends on Insta to help me out with car rides. Hey, Bill, cheers, buddy. True hobo life. I love it. I love it. All right. So, yeah, guys. Mecha Modelers Expo, August 29th to 30th. I can't say it enough times. Get down there, book your flights, wait on the hotels for next week for the discounted rates for the hotels, and obviously wait on further announcements from Adam in terms of guest appearances and all that good stuff, and then obviously panels, demos, any other things that he's got up his sleeve, because I know there's going to be a bunch. So trust me, just get down there. It's going to be such a good time. Yeah. Adam says a lot more to come. Yeah. A lot. So stay tuned. Yeah. Stay tuned for that, because it's going to develop quickly. So make sure you follow USA Gundam Store, like on Instagram and Facebook and all that good stuff. I believe there's going to be a dedicated website, all that good stuff for the MME. So go check it out. Superset5's over there on Twitch. He says, "I'm late. What have I missed?" Dude, we're talking about the USA Gundam Store event, the Mecha Modelers Expo, or MME, in Daytona Beach, Florida, August 29 to 30th. Man, come on. Rewind it back. It's going, Superset, it's just going to be amazing. Just rewind it back, and trust me, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. So, anywho, all right. So, let's get back to our regularly scheduled program, right? Hey, look at this. Like I said, we're rocking airdrop tonight. So if you want one of these amazing airdrop t-shirts, go check out www.childofmecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You're going to find shirts, hats, and all sorts of other cool stuff in there. Go stock up. I've heard that they make wonderful Easter presents. Just saying. And then, as always, if you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we're about to work with here tonight, there is an Amazon link just below here on Twitch and YouTube. And on that side, if you're watching on Facebook, shout out to the Mecha Army. If you are watching in the Mecha Army Facebook group, which I highly recommend that you do, you get one of these. Wasn't quite sure if that was going to work, because Stream Deck keeps taking a dump on me right when I start the show. Anyway, yeah, go check out the Amazon link. I make a little bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it doesn't increase the cost for you. So help a brother out. Go stock up on some awesome tools and stuff like that. Make your life easier. All right? Goes to help out the stream. Aside from that, like we've been talking about so much before now, beginning of the show. Hey, if you need model kits, accessories, paints, all that good stuff, the amazing Mecha Decals Sheet 2 is this close to being in stock. Go check out Adam and the fine folks right down here. USA Gundam Store. They're going to have what you need. Yes, sir. Alex Dedoof. What's going on, Big A? Greek Knockos is over there on Twitch. Yeah, there will. He's bringing up Superset 5 up to speed. There will be discounted rates, like we said earlier, for the MME, the Mecha Modelers Expo. So yeah. Nice. So Julio, Mr. Clippin' Nubs, man, this dude making me proud. He's got that gym membership. He's pumping iron, you guys. I don't know if y'all saw his Instagram story about it, but man, he's hitting the gym, getting swole. Hell yeah. He says if you need smiles, hit up Tim in the DMs. He'll give you positivity, bruh. I try, man. I try. Anyway, hey Brandon, 5269. He's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, we're really a request. Please add a hobby saw miter box to the list, and can you verify that the collets you have listed fit the wood handle pin vise? I can, because I got them right in there, right there. I got them. They're in there. We in here, and here. Ooh. I don't know why I did that. That was so stupid. It felt natural. Whatever. Anyway, hey, Mr. Jack Ellis and Mr. Jeremy Izutsu's over there in the Mecha Army Facebook group. What's going on, boys? You guys get one of these. Hey. Repping the Mecha Army as always. Without any further ado, let's get caught up with where we are, right? So, I was in, hey now. So I was in Rochester, New York, this week, so no Wednesday stream or anything like that, but, I did get a chance to get some work done here this week, so let's show you kind of what we got here, right? Now, I completely forgot to tell you guys this. Let's go back to camera 1, shall we? Just real quick. Focus. So, camera 2, you may notice some slight variations, some slight differences in camera 2. Reason being is because camera 2 is actually new. Yeah. It's a new camera body for the overhead. This is a, what is this, a Rebel T7. Now, I used to have my T7i up there, right? But the T7i is such a good filming camera that I took it down. This body was only like $275 on eBay, which was stupid cheap. Brand new, too. So I couldn't pass it up. So now what that means is I can start filming actual videos for YouTube. Hey now. So what just happened? Oh no, you didn't, you bitch. It just closed. Don't do that. Hold up. There we go. All right, we're solid. We're good. Don't worry about it. It's all good. So anyway, yeah, the Rebels don't shoot in 4K. I'm not worried about 4K at this point. I'll save my money to get an A7 III down the line, or Canon's uber stupid expensive new mirrorless camera that shoots in 8K RAW and all that crap. I'll save my money for that. But for right now, a $275 Rebel is perfectly fine for overhead that I don't have to take down or any of that crap, right? And like I said, the T7i shoots beautiful footage, so plenty of resolution for you guys to see what tutorials that I have in store for you. So that's coming. That's coming. So I'm excited about that. Hey. All right, let's go. Camera 2. Boom. And there she is. Okay, cool. Let's make sure she's got the right settings. Yeah, okay, that looks pretty good. Let's get just a tad bit more brightness. There we go. Yeah. That'll work. That'll work. Alright, cool deal. Cool deal. Alright. Let's see. Space Rat 53's got a pretty legit question. So
We have a question.
let's get into this one, right? So he says, Simpson's concerns over coronavirus has caused Shizuoka Hobby Show to be canceled. Do you think that GBWC 2020 will be affected, especially in countries where it's spreading, or here in the States? Man, it's a very good question. I don't know. You know, it's going to be hard to predict anything at this point, you know? Because, you know, when a bunch of the other kind of outbreaks happen, SARS, MERS, you know, swine flu, cow flu, dog flu, whatever, Ebola especially. Oh my God, people thought that would be the end of the world, right? End of the world. It's Ebola. You're going to be bleeding from your eyes. And yes, it got bad in some places, right? Yes, we're, you know, every place is being kind of affected, right? But luckily, you know, things took a turn for the better, right? Now, I'm not going to say that this isn't bad, because it is. Take your precautions and all that good stuff. I think, you know, we just got word that there were the first confirmed cases in Maryland. So that's not fun, right? We were one of the states that weren't affected, but now we are. So that's concerning. You know, and you got to use common sense. You know, take your precautions, especially if you're living in a country where it's bad. I know Alex, he's over there in Korea, and it's not great over there right now. So, you know, take your precautions. Wash your hands. Be smart about things. And all that good stuff. In terms of whether it's going to affect GBWC, honestly, whatever, man. I'm not really all that concerned about whether it's going to affect GBWC. GBWC is an afterthought at this point, you guys. You know, people's health is more important, right? So if as long as people are healthy and you're not dying, screw GBWC. I could care less about GBWC at this point. Now, mind you, that's not to say that I'm not going to continue to build and compete and all that. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it gets canceled, then there's probably good reason for it. But it's in December, so we'll jump that hurdle when we come to it, right? So, there you go. Anyway, so that's what I got to say about that. You know, it's messed up. It's scary. It's a serious thing, and I don't think it's gonna go away, you know, anytime in the immediate future. So it's one of those things, man. One of those things. Just take your precautions. I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna tell you how to do things, how to protect yourself or whatever. Listen to the experts. Listen to the doctors. You know, a lot of them are saying that, you know, even wearing a mask is just kind of a dumb idea. You know, they say cough in your elbow or whatever. So I get it. Wash your hands. That's the biggest thing. Wash your hands. Don't cough on people. Don't kiss random strangers like Julio does. Especially in New York. Hey. Whew. Whew. I know he's getting swole, but damn, Julio. Whew. Time out, big guy. Anyway. Hey, look at this. Nico's over there. Mr. Nico Tejada Sanchez. He is the 2019 GBWC champion from Canada. My good friend, man. New World Gunpla. We had that ongoing joke. It was good stuff. Julio's like, oh my god, come on, man. Hey. Oh, man. Yeah, right. Watch your ass. It's a good call, right? But yeah, Nico's over there in the Mecha Army Facebook group. What's going on, Nico? Good looking out, buddy. It's good seeing you, man. All right. With that said, let's get you zoomed in. Woo. Ching. Yeah, I was using the file plate here. Many a piece have come across that. All right, so clear all that junk out of the way. All right, so last time we were together, we were working on these guys right here, right? Now, we laid down the plate. We got that all settled, all good. Trim back the low-hanging fruit, as we like to say, on both of these pieces. You can see the cutout there, and then the solid piece here. So we're going to shape those a little bit here in a minute. But let me bring you up to speed with what kind of stuff I've gotten done thus far on the leg, right? So here is the leg pieces thus far. And let's get you super zoomed in a little bit, yeah? And and let's pull back to right about there. That looks pretty good as I hit the camera and shake it all around. Nico, he says, congrats on your win. Oh, at ODO. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. He says, good to see you as well. Now ready to learn. Hell yeah, that's what we're talking about. What we did is plated these two lower pieces right here, right? And kind of beveled or chamfered, as Chris Pabs likes to say, this little point right here down to try and make that not as abrupt, right? That transition between these two pieces. Now, if we look at it in profile, see, it gives that nice kind of swooping calf look, right? And I like that a lot. So that, I think, is gonna be where we're heading. Now, if you were to look at the kind of the profile here, this is all one plane right here. But then this flat part, obviously, you can kind of see that. That's a good look. And then on the flip side here, we glued on this little vent piece right here. Gives it a nice looking profile there. And then aside from that, look at this guy right here. Look at that. So we added. So here, look. That's what it. Before and after, or after and before. Here, now we got the before and after. We got it in the right order there, right? So just, we're just trying to get a little bit more RX feel to the to that, and see, that's right on that pivot point too. So that's looking good. Still need to pop in the little size there, right? Or the little minus mold there on that one. But that's looking pretty good. That's getting to be a lot more kind of RX-78-ish, shall we say, right? This leg is shaping up really, really nicely, right? Really nicely. All the bits and pieces are coming together. I mean, look at that. That's that calf kind of silhouette there. Man, that's looking good. He's definitely not skipping leg day. It ain't happening. He's doing it. He's doing it. Mikkel's over there on on the good old YouTube. He says, I'm digging that leg. Thank you, bro. Oh, hey, Jody. Miss Perth Zaku girl. She's over there on YouTube. Jody, I just got your card today. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. Thank you for the stickers as well. That was really, really cool. And I've been extremely, extremely remiss about hyping people up that have sent me stickers and stuff like that. I got a stack of them to get to, you guys. So if you have sent me stickers and stuff like that or anything in the mail, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm just a terrible person. Sorry. Anyway, but I'm gonna catch up on that very, very soon. Hype everybody up. The whole nine. Yeah. All right. So, this is what we're gonna kind of try and duplicate here tonight, you guys. We're going to try and sand this down, get this piece all nice and smooth and all that good stuff, and we'll kind of see where life takes us at this point, right? I figure what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue work on the leg, because actually you notice that the armor is off here because I'm started adding some details on that. And like I said, I'm gonna work on this and continue to do the mods on the leg and everything, and then what we'll do on stream is duplicate them on the other leg, right? And so you can kind of see the end point, and then on the stream you can experience the path to it, right? So that's what we're going to be doing. All right. So without any further ado, let's get some of these little pieces put off to the side because we need to do some work. Yeah. Do some work. All right. So let's get some of this dust and crud and crap out. That's another great use for the T-square. Is kind of like it's like your little workshop kind of broom or squeegee or whatever. I don't know. It's stupid. Anyway, so here's what we got working now. What we're gonna do first, since this is pretty heavy duty, thick plastic, accompanied by layers of super glue. This is going to be hard to cut with a knife, right? So what we're going to do first is we're going to get this shaped down, and it's going to take a little while to even shape with a file, right? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to use our Dremel, and we're going to Dremel this sumbitch down. Now this is a much bigger, much more aggressive grinding bit than what I normally use. This is one of the double cut ones, so it's gonna make pretty quick work of this. Now it's longer, and it's much bigger than what I normally have in the Dremel. Here's what I normally have, right? So the length is going to help us immensely because we need to be able to match the profile here. Right, we need to kind of use the guides of the piece and kind of match those angles. So this is going to help us actually, right? So let's get this slotted in here real quick. Bill, you have a question. Hang on one second, brother, and I will get to that question momentarily. Just got to get this bit into the Dremel. Get that slotted in. All right, so there we go. All right, so Bill, he's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, are those vents or thrusters on the side of the shin? If thrusters, why not angled down somehow? Oh, on the side here? I don't know. I thought this whole assembly looked really cool. And it is kind of angled down a little bit because you kind of have that Slight angle at the top there. I don't know. I'm not gonna sweat it too much, to be honest with you, because remember, this guy's got this big old thruster back here, right? And these two right up front here. This is more kind of a lateral, I guess, thruster if you wanted, or a vent. Whatever. I'm not gonna sweat it. I'm not gonna sweat it. Anyway, all right. So, second thing that we're gonna need is to protect your eyes, right? Because this is the thing. This is my train of thought. If you do contract coronavirus and you don't have eyes because you're Chris Pabs and you got plastic bits in your eye, you're still blind. Just think about that for a second. I'll just let that sink in. Anyway, all right, let's get this. Oh yeah. Here we go. Alright, right about there. Alright, so now, like I said, we are going to use this bit to our advantage. We're going to gingerly take swipes at this, right? Because this removes a ton of material if you're not careful. Huh. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm not even using the magnification on these. I'm going to go old school here and use these guys. Hey. All right. Now the big thing that you want to be careful of is not to, you don't want to grind into the actual, your piece, your guides, if you will. That's bad, because then you have to go back and fill them and all that, and it's just, pain in the butt. So just be careful, go light. And the really cool thing about this being a double fluted bit is that you can go in both directions and it'll still cut, which is it'll cut with the same effectiveness. Let's put it that way, which is really, really nice. Okay, looking pretty good. Nice and tight. Now, these two sides here, you gotta be extra careful because you don't have that luxury of being able to plate it over just, super easy again, right? Anyway, Drew R. Max over there on Facebook, he says, "Hey, you got the more handy rotary tool. Nice, the Dremel's too bulky." Actually, this is the Dremel. This is just the wand extension for the Dremel, so yeah. Sorvan, he's over there on Twitch. He says, "You're turning on the Dremel, so I'll turn on the spray booth." Now neither of us can hear shit. That's why I love Sorvan, you guys. Nice. That's why I love Sorvan. Good stuff. All right. Anyway, back to grinding. Grinding. Anyway. All right, right about there. This surface you want to be really, really careful with because we put this little detail piece in here. So that's you just got to be super careful. Don't let this thing get away from you. Just go in nice light passes, and trust me, it will do the job. Vincent Lewis, he's over there on YouTube. What's up, Vince? He says, what's the name of that bit again? Alright, so this is just a cylindrical bit, right? But this comes in the set, and I have it in the Amazon link below, right? They come in a, and I have a bunch of crud in this little bin here. But they come in this set here. Now, you're not gonna, a lot of these small ones are kind of my own add-ons, but these bigger ones, these double fluted bits here, they all come in this set, which I think is like $18 if I remember correctly. Well worth it, mind you, because not only do I use these bits in the Dremel, but I'll also pop them into the little Zona pin vices and everything for a lot more precision, and kind of go that route too. So very, very highly recommended. Anyway. Woo! Alright, that's looking pretty good. That's getting close to the material there, right? Alright, now this one is a little tricky. The reason why this edge is a little bit more tricky, because this had kind of an overhang on it and a space under here, and we had to backfill that with super glue. So the surface itself is a bit more obscured because we have so much plastic overhanging, right? So we're going to have to be a little bit more careful with this particular surface and really kind of take this gingerly. And as you can see, it makes doing light passes like this, it just makes a freaking mess. Oh, cool. Thank you, Bill. He said, Bill Rusham, he says he has the set linked on his Amazon page. He says $12 right now. Shit, that's cheaper than what I paid for it. Yeah, pick it up. If you've got a Dremel, pick it up. It's well worth it. Well worth it. This is a good set of bits, or burrs, or whatever you want to call them. Okay, that side's looking good. We got one last edge here, just a small little little edge. And as you can see, the more you kind of grind into it, the more you take off, the less dust and crap that you're gonna kick up. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's pretty much where we're gonna stop that now. All right, so there we go. Enough. Put those away. Wipe off the plastic dandruff. So, just real quick, a word about Dremels, right? Dremels, I don't use the Dremel nearly as much as what people may think, right? I use the Dremel really just every once in a while. Rarely, let's put it that way. I rarely pull out the Dremel. Reason being is because the RPMs on your standard plug-in Dremel are just kind of really just too high, right? This particular Dremel model that I have, the lowest RPM is 5,000 RPMs, right? But it goes up to 30,000 RPMs at the top end, and that's what I had it set on just a second ago. That was the top end of it, right? So that's, use it sparingly, right? Honestly, when it comes down to brass tacks, you don't even need really a Dremel. It makes life a lot easier when you do, in those few instances when you do need it. But honestly, I could have sat here for a few minutes with the bastard file and kind of gotten the same results. So just one of those things. It's a give and take. If you want to get one and if you want to afford it, if you can afford it, then go for it. Dremel up, baby. But what I would say is this: get yourself the wand attachment, the little pen attachment, because it makes things so much easier. Because you don't want to try to lug around this thing, and I mean, look at that. That's how you're not gonna get precision holding this big chunk of metal and plastic in your hands, as opposed to this, where you have a lot of dexterity, right? So, food for thought. Food for thought. Brian Brobitter says, that shit'll melt your face off. He says, I like files. Yeah, I mean, and that's what we're going to go to next, we're going to get to filing. But you can see that made very, very quick work out of what would take us probably 10 minutes to file down, right? So, yeah. That's kind of one of the pros of having a Dremel. Just saying. Now, I am probably a special case because not everybody will do crazy plating like this. Probably very few, right? So, you have to weigh the pros and cons and your need of it, right? Just keep it in mind. Make sensible choices. That's what I would say. But anyway, let's see. Jeremy Izutsu's over there on the Mecha Army Facebook group. Jeremy, what's up? He says, hey Tim, I recently got a kit with 2 long and thin U-shaped accent parts, not fully molded. Would you suggest gluing, then shaping styrene, or apply epoxy putty and sand into shape? Man, that's a good question, Jeremy. Number one, what kit is it? and where did you get it from? Let's put it that way, because you can always get replacement parts if it's like a Bandai kit. Might take a little while, but they do offer replacement parts. Now, if you're not willing to or ready to wait that long, which trust me, I get, because it can take months. What I would probably say, U-shaped accent parts. It depends on, and what Jeremy is saying is either gluing them in and then shaping the rest with styrene, or apply epoxy putty and sand into shape. Now, it really is going to depend on the circumstance and what you're comfortable with, right? Because epoxy putty's great because you can mold it into any shape that your little heart desires. Shaping with styrene obviously has its pros as well, because you can have the same density, and it's plastic and all that, right? So what I would say is, depending on the specific parts and pieces, and depending on your skill level and your comfort level, it's gonna be a toss up, right? Me personally, if I was to do it, I'd probably go the styrene route. If it's just small pieces, because what you can do is start to trim those back and everything, and just kind of quote unquote mold that plastic into shape with your hobby knife and everything, and you can get a pretty high accuracy with that route. But that would just be my very, very limited opinion based off of just the information that you've provided thus far. He says it's the 1/60th red frame ashtray. Okay. Yeah, I'd still probably go the styrene route. That's my opinion. Yeah, go with that. Bro Builder says, "Oh, you are definitely a special case, Tim." Hey. Nice. Let's see. Manny McDeo says, depending on if you like your lungs. What? I must have missed something. Anyway, hey, Chris Pabs is over here. Pabs, you still got your eye? Let us know. Jeremy Izutsu over there on the Mech Army Facebook group, he says, thanks a lot for the input. I really appreciate it. Man, you're welcome. Good luck. And if you need any help, shoot me a message, and I'll try to help as best as I can. So, but yeah, good stuff. Chris Pabs says, one of them at least. Ha ha ha. Oh, good old Chris. Oh, Chris, my kits are on the way. Hey. For this little SD build-off deal. My kits are on the way. There we go. All right, so we got this piece right now, and we need to get this down to a more refined shape. This looks like one of those filters you get on stock in Photoshop, right? The hard chiseled edge when you apply it to like text and everything. Just me. Shit, sorry. Anyway, what we're gonna do, I forgot. I'm a graphic designer. What are you gonna do? What we got, I'm cleaning off my bastard file here because it's got plastic all in it. Hey, look at that. Man v Gunpla, new follower. What's up? Thank you very much. You get one of these. Welcome to the army. Appreciate that. Just kind of cleaning the plastic dust out of this chisel here. There we go. All right, so now we got a nice cleaned out, well, relatively cleaned bastard file. And we're going to go to town on these surfaces here a little bit, and we're going to get this more refined. And we're just going to just start off here just by trying to find the right angle. And what I mean by finding the right angle is finding this this angle here, right, in relation to the part that we have to file down, because that's kind of the important thing. Because if you don't have the right angle, if you're not filing at just the right angle, what you can do is, if you're filing too much, too high, you're going to start to file this edge down right here, right? You don't want that. If you file too low, you're just going to take this edge down and you're going to leave all that meat there in the middle, right? So finding the right angle is absolutely crucial. So you got to hold this at a perfect profile and just kind of watch the gap between the piece and the plastic that you're filing down, and then you'll find it. And once you do, then it becomes pretty easy. There we go. Now we're in the hunt. Now let's get this little guy here, because believe it or not, this little file here is actually more aggressive. Son of a bitch, really? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There's got to be some sort of auto shut off that setting that I missed. Huh. All right. Let's get this thing back. See, it's got that stupid box. Edward Leonard says power saver mode. Could be. I'm sure there's a setting that I missed in there. I'll deal with it later. We'll just have to kind of deal with it on a case-by-case basis at this point. So, anyway, it's a worthy trade-off right now, because, like I said, I'm going to be getting into the recording tutorials and stuff like that, so... That's getting there. Okay. Now we'll go back to this file here. And we've got about I don't know, maybe half a millimeter to go on this deal here. So yeah. Let's see. Kyle H says, wait, Tim, zoom out and everyone look to the right. What? Everyone, okay. Zoom out. Alright, let's get out of super zoom, yeah. And everyone look to the right. What are we looking at here, Kyle? I don't. Lovely Easter egg on Tim's desk. Oh, Jesus. You assholes. Christ. You guys are jerk-offs. I swear to God. Anyway. Wow. Only Kyle. Ay, ay, ay. Christ. Anyway, back to it. Getting back to it. Here we go. Alright, so we found our angle. Angle of the dangle. Jesus. Looking pretty good. We're going to keep moving this around and trying to get this shape nice and even here before we finalize all the angles, right? Chris Pabs, Tim, going to DM you a question regarding August later. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, one of the things that I'm doing here is, and you guys can probably see, is that I'm rotating, basically filing in kind of like a circular pattern, right? I'm moving the file around this way so I don't get too many teeth marks in the piece itself, right? Because trying to file those out once you've got the angles and everything down, super pain in the ass. So if you go in kind of a circular motion, that diminishes the tooth marks and everything. Drew Ermac over there on the Facebook page, he's got a question.
We have a question.
He says, "Hey Tim, one question. I have yet to see your painting process. After all this custom work, will you also do a live one?" No, actually, Drew. Mainly because there's nothing really special about my painting process. It's very vanilla. There are a lot of guys that have wonderful airbrush tutorials out there that are way more in depth and better. You know, you look at guys like Justin and Zach and some of the other guys that have airbrushing tutorials, and honestly, even like painting, miniature painters and stuff like that do a wonderful job, you know, on airbrushing and everything. Yeah, and Chris Pabs is a good example. You can watch him paint, because honestly, like I said, my process is very vanilla. I don't do any pre-shading. I don't do any post-shading. I prime the part. I lay down my base coat. Mask, secondary colors. Mask, third, rinse, repeat. I do solid colors. That's it. There is nothing special about my painting process. Now, my surface preparation process, that's a different story, and we've gone through that, you know, before. But in terms of painting, in my opinion, it's kind of boring. to watch on a live stream, to be honest with you. So I that's the reason why I don't paint on stream. It's just not interesting, right? It's just not interesting. Plus, I don't have the luxury of having my camera easily over there on my my paint booth anyway. So yeah, that's another reason. But yeah, I don't plan on showing that on stream. Now, mind you, I may do like an actual like kind of video tutorial on just kind of running through my process, because I will be doing a build process, kind of to start off the videos and everything with. But yeah, my actual painting process is very vanilla. So that's kind of the reason why. But good question. Good question. Chris Pab says, I don't need depth perception to paint. Right? Only with one eye, right? Brober says, no doubt that's why I tend to disappear when I'm finishing and just after a large project. Yeah. Chris Pab says, I have videos on YouTube showing coverage on paint and pigments. Yeah. Check out Chris Pab's. Captain Hook. Eye Patch, right? That's Chris's new name, Eye Patch. There we go. Jesus Christ. Mr. Eye Patch himself. Hey. Alright. Let's get back to this terribly boring process of filing this crap down, yeah? But at this point, I'm kind of using a decent amount of pressure to really take a good amount of material off of there, right? Ooh. And whoa. And that's getting really, really nice and close there. So we're going to switch back to this surface and try and get that down. That's starting to get pretty close. Alright, so one thing I'm noticing is that this side here is higher than this side here. There's more gap right here. So what we're going to have to do is not drop the piece in our lap, but we're going to have to kind of go with the profile here and angle it this way to try and level this guy out a bit. That's getting there. Now, when you're trying to level out the piece, what you want to do is you want to apply pressure to the point where you want the most material to come off of, right? So in this case, we want material to come off of this bottom section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my thumb right back here behind that point and apply pressure there so that that's where the majority of material is going to come off of. Right? Better. Not great, but better. So, what we're going to do is we're going to pull out this little guy here, who is super aggressive in terms of tooth, and we're going to get him working. Ah, yeah, much better. There we go. Now we got it. All right, so now we're going to switch back to this. We're going to continue on. we are just about there. Yeah, so we just got, all right, so from this angle break to about here, we're completely even. And from the edge here to about here, we're even. So we've just got this little gap right here in the middle here that we've got to take away. And that should be pretty simple at this point, because we're just now, all we got to do is just file this surface, right? And that's getting there. That's getting there. And that very well could be like a low point too, because you see that this leading edge here, the that pencil lead came off there, right? But it's not coming off that little gap. So what that's telling me is that we've got low points in this particular piece. Shit. Now, this is an easy way to tell where your high points and low points are on this piece. You just color that in, that whole surface, color it in, right? And now, watch. That tells you where your high points are and where your low points are. Obviously, the stuff that was filed down is your high points. Your stuff, your color that is left over are your low points, right? What we want to try to do is get this all evened out, right? So we're going to file this down until there's no pencil lead left on the surface whatsoever. And once there's no pencil lead left on the surface whatsoever, then we know our surface is completely even and nice and flat. Okay. That's looking pretty good. There's a little bit of pencil lead left right here, right? I'm not too concerned with it because look at how straight that angle break is right there. That's essentially what we're chasing after, right? That's looking pretty good. So, what we can do is take our sanding block, right? And this has got some resin crud all over it. So let's kind of get that cleaned off here. There we go. Alright, so now, this is about a, I don't know, 800 grit or so. I'm just taking this sanding block and we're just kind of go at this and really smooth this surface out. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oops. there we have a nicely finished surface, right? That looks good. Nice straight angle break right along there. Yeah. One down. Hey. And it's 11:30. What are you going to do? Let's see. Edward Leonard. Everybody's saying congratulations to Edward. Let's see why. It's my 38-year wedding anniversary tonight, and my wife is sleeping also. Congratulations, Edward. Good stuff. 38 years. That's nothing to sneeze at. Holy shit, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. He says that's why I watch anime for a more mature audience most of the time. Ooh. Nice. Man. Filing just kills my wrists. I don't know why. Alright. And there we go. Now we're in camera. I don't know if you guys had noticed the announcement, but the Netflix series, the ones we like so much, the Love, Death, and Robots, it's getting a season 2, you guys. Yeah, it's getting season 2. From what I heard, there's already a release date and everything. I've not seen that, so, but that's exciting. Because that was that's a really, really good series on Netflix. If you guys have not seen it, I highly recommend it. Alright, we are almost there. Let's switch out the bastard file. Let's get the Nicholson here. The good one. Really refine this down here. Altered Carbon. Yeah, dude, I have to catch up on this second season. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm in the middle of watching Hunters on Amazon. The Al Pacino, the Nazi Hunter series. That's really good. If you guys haven't seen that, it's really, really good. Okay, so that's looking pretty good there. We need to get this angle break just a little more refined here and a little sharper. Get that straight, right? All right, so one thing that another thing that you can do is watch this. So you take a Sharpie, right? Right along both sides of that angle break, right? Wait for it to dry, obviously. There it is. All right, and then go to town with your file, sanding block, whatever. In this case, we're going to go with our sanding block. And that's going to reveal if we have a nice straight angle break here. It's looking pretty good. We're getting pretty damn straight there, aren't we? I like it so far. I like it so far. Okay. All right. Here we go. can kind of see how straight that angle break is now. That's looking really, really quite good. I dig it. I dig it. All right, so we'll pop that back out to here. All right. Let's see. Drew Ermac over there on Facebook, he says, yeah, that's the bomb. Love, Death, Robots. Can't wait for a second season. Yeah, I know, right? It's a really, really good show. I don't know, my favorite episode of Love, Death, and Robots was Sunny's Edge. The very first one, right? I don't know why. It was just so good. It's really, really awesome. Here, Rusam says, here, Altered Carbon gets better second half of the season 2. Okay, cool. I loved season 1. It's just really good. Very just kind of intriguing, the whole concept and everything about Altered Carbon. Just a good watch. And Joel Kinnaman, he was great in the role. Really, really great in the role. Let's see. William Wilm says, I hope that Love, Death, and Robots has another episode all about new ways to kill Hitler. Right? Nice. Jay Santos, he's over there on YouTube. He says, there are too many streaming shows out that seem so interesting, but there's absolutely no time to watch them. Right? Like, between that and my DVR piling up, I don't even know what I don't even know. Because, like, I just went through and deleted a bunch of shows that I just don't watch anymore. Like, I had to power through the first half of this season of Vikings, which is an amazing show. I still love Vikings. I don't give a shit what you say. So that's awesome. I had to power through that. And I'm really into Avenue 5 on HBO, the one about the starship where they get kind of thrown off course, and it prolongs their journey instead of I think it was like a 3-month cruise to outer space. It now becomes like a 3-year cruise or something like that, or 6 years or something. Stupid funny. I highly recommend it. Everybody in that show is just hilarious. And Julio says, did you finish The Expanse? Dude, I haven't even started the 4th season of The Expanse yet. That's another one I got to catch up on. I deleted a ton of other content. Project Blue Book, I lost track, and I'll catch up on when it's all said and done. What's another one that I killed off? Oh, Supernatural. This is the last season of Supernatural, and I loved Supernatural, but this season just is a giant turd. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. But I still gotta I'm still powering through The Flash. I gotta get back on Walking Dead. I've got like 2 episodes saved of that from kind of the second half of this season. Black Lightning is an amazing show. I've got like 10 episodes. I've still got to catch up on that. There's no time in the day for all the shit that I want to watch, right? It's frustrating. And then the other problem is that a lot of the streaming channels, especially the homegrown ones, the actual streaming content from the channel itself, only has a limited amount of episodes. So like Black Lightning, for instance, I have 10 episodes. I've got to watch at least 5 or 6 of them on the DVR before I can get to what they actually have on the website, right? It's one of those things, man. I'm always busy. Always busy. But, what are you going to do? Looks like Bill is out. Bill, have a good night, sir. Chris Pabs, James May, Man in Japan was a great docuseries. Yeah, you know what? I started watching that. That was pretty good. I haven't finished it yet. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to have time to be to be fair. But it's tough, man. But you know what? I'm still gung ho on the sci-fi show The Magicians. If you guys haven't watched that, I highly recommend it. The first season kind of sucks, but after that, whoo boy, get ready for a roller coaster, right? Such a good show. What else? Like I said, Vikings is amazing. Still on The Flash, good show. Legends of Tomorrow, really good show. I don't have a ton else. I don't really have a ton else that I'm into. So, yeah. William Williams says, it feels like these streaming shows makes people feel like they need to rush through it in a weekend. Then you have to wait a whole year for it. Yeah, right? Right? Julio says they canceled it. Like, fuck. What'd they cancel, Julio? What are you talking about? Perzaku Girl says, if you like Vikings, try The Last Kingdom. Yes, Jody. The Last Kingdom is amazing. So yeah, they're making season 4 of that, and I can't wait. The Magicians, they canceled it. What? When did they cancel The Magicians? The Magicians got canceled? Shit. I did not hear that. That fucking sucks. That's such a great show. It's seriously like Harry Potter for adults. And I'm not really into Harry Potter that much. I mean, I've seen the movies, but it's like, A few days ago. Son of a bitch. Well, hopefully the season ends on like... Not like a... Hopefully the season doesn't end on a cliffhanger. Because sci-fi fucking sucks at that. Sorvan says sci-fi always cancels shit when it gets good. Fuck them. Yeah, I'm kind of that way. So, the story about sci-fi. Many moons ago, there was a show called Alphas, right? And what it was a superhero show, but kind of based in the world of reality, right? If you guys remember that old show Heroes, right? It was a better version of that. And it had 2 seasons, and the second season, it got canceled after a huge fucking cliffhanger. You talk about a tease. A straight, pardon my French, but a straight cock tease. Holy shit. Screw it. You know, the way that it ended, everybody in the world passed out. And you didn't know what happened, right? You didn't know what happened. That's how they ended that season, and that was the end of the series. So you're just like, what the fuck, right? Still burns me. But what are you gonna do? Paktan says that's because sci-fi is owned by a dumbass that likes corny shit like Sharknado. Oh boy, yeah. Tell me about that. All right, so cool. We got some people that remember Alphas. Yeah. See, look, Jack Ellis over here on the Mech Army Facebook group. He says it was so good. Chris Pabs, he loved that show. Hell yeah. Alphas was great. I would still check it out because it's an amazing show. Because the tone and depth of it was so good and so on point. I would still check it out. But just get ready for such disappointment at the end of season 2. Speaking of disappointment, I gotta fix that. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna get that fixed. Not to worry. I'll have that fixed by Monday. Sucks, though. Every time I hear it, just click. Yeah, motherfucker. But yeah. Julio says, we are the alphas now. Yeah, right. Constantine. Yeah, that was a good show, too. John Constantine. It was an NBC show about John Constantine, right? And it was really good. I enjoyed it. I really, really liked it. And then NBC was just like, eh. And it was kind of the same way with Supergirl, right? I think that was what, CBS, if I'm not mistaken. But the thing with Supergirl is it got picked up by WB, and it's part of the Arrowverse now, right? So at least that got saved a little bit. But thankfully, Constantine is now part of Legends of Tomorrow, so you get to kind of see him in his weird kind of ways. The same actor too. The actor's great as Constantine. So yeah, it's not the same, but it's still good, right? Firefly. You know, Firefly was one of those things that just still burns people. Yeah, Jay Santos is one of them, definitely. Yeah. It's just yeah. The movie Serenity was decent. Not great, but decent. And it was somewhat of a, here you go. I don't know. What are you going to do? Chris Pab says it's funny. They're kind of continuing it through DC animated features, but it never continued that story. Yeah. It's just, one of those things. It's just one of those things. So, yeah. And speaking of DC animated, I love DC animated features. I don't give a shit who you are. DC animated is so much better than the DC movie universe, DCEU. Y'all can fight me on that. I will go to town. But I just what is it? They just came out with Red Sun. The kind of the story of kind of what if Superman had landed in Russia instead of Smallville, right? So I need to watch that. That looks really, really kind of interesting. Because I'm not, I'm into comics, but I'm not into comics. I'm not one of those guys that like sits there and subscribes and reads comics, right? I'm kind of more like, I'll get the Cliff Notes and just kind of find out the details and stuff like that, right? So to see the animated take on it should be pretty cool. Am I even in frame? No, I'm not even in frame. Jesus. Sorry, you guys. I'm still kind of pissed about this damn camera. Let's just be honest. It going off every 15 minutes is a fucking buzzkill. It really is. Really, really is. What are you gonna do? Anyway, all right. So we gotta file this down here because we have a high point on this side and then some low points over here. So we're trying to just kind of even those out here with this little hand file here, and just trying to take this down to all one level. And that's what we're kind of doing now. And looks like we're doing a pretty good job of it, because that gap, you can see that gap right there. That's starting to diminish, right? And let's get this in better focus here. There she goes. Okay. There we are. Okay. Much better now. More in focus. How about that? More in focus. Okay. All right. That's looking pretty good right there, yeah. Let's see. Chris Pab says Bruce Wayne has always been a gearhead, so to modify a car in that way is in character. Oh, I guess you're talking about the new the release, the car, the Batmobile. Yeah. Man, he says that Batman anime was the shit. That's one that I couldn't get into, was the Batman anime. The Samurai Batman. I just couldn't get into it. I really couldn't. It was it just seemed over the top to me. You know? It just seemed way, way over the top. Even for anime, it just seemed over the top. So, I don't know. Please like Nick Cage be crazy Batman. Yeah, right. Edward Leonard says, I was into the TV series Revolution, and it just ended, and they just ended up canceling it with no end. Sucked. I'm not familiar with that one. Sorry, man. Chris Pab says, I like Apocalypse, but the banter between Batman and Superman and Public Enemies made that for me. Yeah, that was a good one. Jay Santos DC Animated is awesome, and I respect Bruce Timm for everything he did with it. But he really has to stop shipping Barbara and Bruce. Started in Batman Beyond, and it's only gotten worse, right? Hell yeah, the SpaceX launch was a success. Okay, cool. Manny says, we got Gundams in space, baby. Hey. Brian Broboater says, y'all need to watch Steam Boy. Steam Boy? I don't know. Anyway. Jody Persakugura says, I used to watch the WB Batman, that animated series in the mid-2000s, I think. Yeah. I think everybody did. It was pretty good. Pretty good. Chris Pab says, it wasn't a Batman story. You can put any hero in that movie and it would be the same. Oh, what, the Samurai one? Yeah, I kind of think so. It just, like I said, it was a little out there. I love the animation, and I love the designs of the costumes and everything, and how they adapted it, but the story and the dialogue and all that, it was just a little out there. It was a little cheesy for me. It just didn't really connect with me. Didn't hit. Just didn't hit. So, but hey, you know what? To each their own, right? To each their own. All right. So now we're gonna be careful with this top one, because obviously we have this built out detail piece that we went and did before even thinking about plating this out. So we have to be super careful with this. And this process here is not exactly easy to get around, simply because of that piece, right? You have to be really, really careful. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the 1, 2, 3 blocks in here so I can steady this right there, and that way I have a solid base elevated from the surface of the table that I can kind of go to town on and have a more reliable way to file this down. And that's actually working really quite well. That's pretty damn flat right now, and you can kind of see the angle break right there, that nice flat surface, that nice flat angle. That's essentially what we're chasing after, right? And then also too, we can kind of hit all these front surfaces with this with the 1, 2, 3 blocks in place here. Okay, pretty good there. And using something like this, I don't know if you guys have ever seen. God, he's an Italian jewelry maker. He's got millions of followers on YouTube, and he just sits there and he just makes rings and different jewelry and stuff. And I forget the gentleman's name, but he's very popular, and I'm sure you've probably seen his videos. But and he's not the only jewelry maker out there. They have like these little wooden horns that kind of stick off the end of their bench, and that's what they use to file, and that's what they use to you know, saw and everything like that. These little you know, pieces of jewelry like rings and other elements of jewelry making. And using the 1, 2, 3 blocks in this sort of fashion is similar to kind of one of those jewelry makers using that desk horn that they use, right? And it's just this weird kind of piece of wood that just is oddly shaped, and I don't know, it seems to work for them, right? So Chris Pab says mini desk anvils. No, man, this is like a piece of wood, just this like little horn shaped piece of wood, and it's kind of got like little cutouts and everything that they are able to manipulate metal and jewelry and stuff off of. Let me see real quick if I can find the name of the guy, because he's amazing creator. Let me see here. Here it is. Pablo Cimadevilla. Pablo Cimadevilla. He's got almost 4 million subscribers, you guys. So I'm sure you've probably seen his videos somewhere, probably reposted or something like that. Amazing creator. Like he turns he turns a bolt, just a brass bolt, into this little Cupid's arrow, right? Out of a brass bolt. It's amazing. Go subscribe to the guy, because it's just his content is absolutely just intriguing. I don't say that about a lot of creators, but his especially is just really good, just intriguing, interesting stuff. And you talk about a true craftsman. Oof, that guy's a true craftsman. Hell yeah. All right, so we're looking pretty good on this angle here too now. And this is all the process is on shaping this plastic, you guys. It's just going around and around and around and refining those angles and getting them to the proper angle, to the proper level of straightness, if you will, and just getting them to, you know, exactly where you need them to be. Getting that angle breakdown, getting the surfaces nice and flat. That's kind of a big thing. Just all of that combined. It's not a glamorous process, obviously, but it's a process that is very important when you're doing high-level customizations like this. So, it's what you got to do. It sucks, but it's just what you got to do. So, anyway. All right, you guys, it's midnight. Let's go back to camera 1 here. I got to get to the gym. My routine has sucked this week with traveling and everything. I've been exhausted. Driving 5.5 hours up and back from freaking Rochester, New York this week, that was not fun. And I'm going to tell you what, that left me pretty damn tired. So I got to get to the gym. I got to do 2 workouts tonight. Fun. Yeah. That's going to be fun. Talk about tired. Tired and sore tomorrow. Hey, at least it's Saturday. I get to sleep. But anyway. All right. So, you guys, without any further ado, that's going to do it for tonight. So, a couple things here. Don't forget, Mecha Modelers Expo, Daytona Beach, Florida, August 29th to 30th, powered by USA Gundam Store. I'm going to be there as a special guest. Man, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot more news being released on this next week. So, I'd say book your flights if you can. I know Southwest, we can't book until the end of this month, so that's what I'll be doing. But there's going to be discounted rates for hotels and everything next week, so hold off on that if you're planning on coming down. But man, if you can make it, please do. It is going to be a blast. It's going to be so much fun. All the news that Adam's going to release next week is going to be really exciting, so look out for that. Yeah, it's going to be really, really good. So please get there. Please get there. That and SCGMC. Support both of them. Hell yeah. Anyway, you guys, if you want one of these cool-ass airdrop t-shirts, go hit up www.jadamecha.com. Hit the store button up at the top. You're going to find shirts, hats, and all sorts of other cool stuff. From what people tell me, they make good Easter presents. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see, right? And if you are interested in any of the tools and materials that we were working with here tonight, there's an Amazon link just below here on Twitch and YouTube. That side if you're watching on Facebook. If you're watching on Twitter, sorry, they don't allow descriptions. Check one of the other platforms or check out jadamecha.com. There's a little link bar all the way up at the top. You can find a link to the Amazon site. I do get a bit of a commission based off the stuff that you buy, but it goes to help out the stream and it doesn't increase the price for you. So stock up on that stuff. Aside from that, if you are in need of model kits, paints, Mecha Decals, I highly suggest that you go check out our boy, Adam, and the fine folks at USA Gundam Store. They're definitely going to have what you need. So, you guys, next week is going to actually be a normal week. Yeah, we're going to have a Wednesday stream next week, you guys. Imagine that. I don't have to travel. I do not have to travel anywhere next week. So, hopefully by Monday we'll get this camera thing fixed. Pisses me off. Yeah, go check out all that stuff. Come on back on Monday. We'll get caught up. We'll have a Wednesday stream, and then next week is Mechanism. Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. Anyway. All right, you guys, have a wonderful weekend. Go out there, build something cool. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Don't catch the coronavirus. All right? So, anyway, until next week, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye.